Okay. Today we are gonna be going over. I want to go over English. Some of my favorite book quotes from different books. Okay. I went through my books to see the ones that I have like kind of especially marked down. I feel like there's more, but these are kind of some of the like the ones that did their big one. Okay. So I'm just gonna jump right in. Screw it. Um, First we have Den of Vipers. Actually, it's interesting, and that's why I kind of love dark romance books. Because they seem so like kind of silly and like oh they're just smutty and just silly blah blah. But some of like my dark romance books have had the biggest impact on me. Like especially the ones that deal because they deal with kind of the darkest parts. Anyways, I feel like they do kind of shed light on the darkest parts of humanity that people don't really tend to look at. And a lot of the characters usually that make it a dark romance is experiencing those things. And I don't know, some of the dark romance books have really just had such an impact on me more than like other books that people might say are more have more substance. Anyways, let me get on with it. Okay, so it's Den of Vipers. And it says, sometimes you don't need a hero, just someone to stand with you in the dark. And I just love that. I feel like, yeah, and I feel like that is kind of like such a dark romance girly quote because what's a hero gonna do? Like sometimes you just want someone to stand with you in the dark, someone who to just be there with you, and yeah, I just really like that one. Okay, next we have the Song of Achilles. um, there are a lot of quotes in this book that I will not go over because I will just start sobbing. But one of the ones that literally I had a boyfriend at the time that I was reading this book, and this was kind of the whole book did it for me, but this quote really, I broke up with I broke up with it because I was like, we don't have this, and this is what I want. But it's the quote. Hello. Okay. Maybe I shouldn't lean on this. Okay, anyways, it's the quote that I'm paraphrasing, but it goes like I I knew the way that his feet I knew the way that he walked, the way that his breaths came. I I would know him in death, I would know him in life. Just like ugh, I didn't write the actual quote down, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Like it just oh my god, to be loved like that, like it's just like oh my god. Never settle. I will never settle for something. Yeah. Anyways, okay. Basically, for those who don't know, he it's Achilles and Patroclus, whatever, and Achilles was like in a costume or whatever, was like in a costume or whatever, and Patroclus, P P, or was it? Yeah, it was Patrol. He instantly knew who he was. And so the quote in the book was like, did they think that this disguise would keep me from recognizing him? Like I know the way he breathes, the way he talks, the way he walks and moves. Like I would know him in life and in death. Like there is no costume that could disguise him from like oh my god, literally, oh my god. Anyways, okay. This is from Ruthless Vows, and it's you may not be a goddess, nor am I a god. Despite our mundane lives, perhaps we make our own magic with words. And like because and obviously they say it because the book is about two journalists and writing, but I feel like it also is such like a parallel of like books. And you create your own magic just with books. And I think it's so beautiful and so true. Like, with literal words on pages, you can go to like a whole different world and just a whole like, oh, it's crazy, crazy. Okay, next. This is from Air of Fire. Oh my god, bitch! I could literally the whole Throne of Glass series is just Anyways, but these are the few that I chose. Air fire. You didn't need a weapon when you were born one. Like, that's it. I don't need to say anymore because what a badass bitch. Like, okay. And then Empire of Storms. The world will be saved and remade by dreamers. I low key like want this tattooed on my body because in this quote, okay, okay, just don't mind that. This quote was stuck out to me, but it never actually quit because when I read it in Empire of Storms, I kind of took it on a bigger scale of like, yes, big the generals and the big influential people are the dreamers and the people who will remake the world, but it never really clicked for me until literally I was reading ACOWAR, and it was when spoilers, you're being warned, it was when the Suriel, how do you say? It was when the Suriel died, and um, he was kind of telling Feyre, trying to help her, and Feyre's kind of like, "Why were you kind to me? Like, why did you help me? Like why?" And the Suriel is like, "Because, because of I want a better world. Like because you." Oh my god, and don't even get me started on the Throne of Glass parallels. But basically, and I'm paraphrasing here, but basically being like, Feyre, you were kind to me and you offer me a better world. What I see in you is that you will change the world for the better. And then after he passed away, Feyre was like, the Suriel was a dreamer. And that's when it clicked for me that like the world will be saved and remade by dreamers, not by the big influential people, but all the people who, you know, one action across their whole life is changed because they have a dream and because they dream of like a better world. And it's all of those small actions, those one change, those one y'all, I suck at words, but just bear with me. But it's like it's all of those small acts of, you know what I mean? It's all of those small acts coming together, and it'll save the world and remake the world because there's so many, because of dreamers, because of people who, and it's just because I feel like it can be so like paralleled into our world today. And I'm not going to get like political, y'all, but it's so true because I know, as someone who feels very small and like I don't have much of an impact on our world because I'm not a politician or a lawyer or congressman or whatever, but it's like, y'all, you don't have to be someone of big power. You don't have to be someone, but just making small choices in your everyday life in hopes of a better world, and keeping that dream alive and just living your life through that, you can still change the world just through your small everyday actions. You don't have to. And y'all, I could just get stuck on this forever because it's so true, and it's so just rings so true throughout every aspect of life. And that's all. I'm gonna stop myself because I will just keep going and going. But it's such that Sarah J. Maas did her big one with that one. Bills were fucking due. I don't even know, but goodness. Okay. Then we have Kingdom of Ash, obviously. You do not yield. You do not fucking yield, baby girl. Again, I want this tattooed on my body because, and this one, a lot of people, I feel like a lot of people really harp on the I am Selena Sardathian, I will not be afraid. And obviously that she did her big one with that one as well. And a lot of people say like, oh, this helped me so much like in dark times. I literally just, it's a mantra I say to myself. And with me, this is kind of the one that did that for me. A lot of times when I kind of felt, you know, just going through some really dark times, this is something I could say to myself like, you do not fucking yield. You do not fucking like, you do not like, no, you keep going, even if this is something that tears you down. Don't fucking yield. Don't fucking yield to it. You go down swinging. You don't let nobody. Yeah. So I love this one. And then A Court of Wings and Ruin. leave this world a better place than you found it. Again, I feel like this kind of ties into what I was kind of saying about the dreamers, like, even if it's something small, just I feel like that's such a good motto to live by, just even if it's telling someone, and like even if it's a small act of kindness, doing something to just leave the world a little better than you found it. You know what I mean? Make someone a little happier than you found them. Make someone's life a little brighter. Just something like that, and it really, really can. I feel like change the world just by us all getting together and doing these little. Okay. Anyways, let me. And then my last one that I have. Again, I feel like there's so many more, but these are the ones that I found rather quickly. It's again A Court of Wings and Ruin. Only you decide what breaks you. And again, I want this tattooed on my body because this is one of the big ones that, like, when I have been going through some rather dark times, or you know some things, and I kind of thought to myself, like, is this gonna be it? Is this what gonna be what fucks me up, what breaks me? Is this gonna be what does it? And this one just kind of really helped me at being like, no, it's not, because I decide it's not, and only I get to decide my own destiny. I'm the only one who gets to decide what makes or breaks me. And I feel like that is just, I don't know. It's truly amazing what strength words can give you, because saying stuff like this to myself is truly like given me such strength when I feel like I didn't have any. And I think it's just so beautiful. I think it's so beautiful. Anyway, okay. If you guys have any quotes that absolutely resonate with you, or you have tattooed on your body because they just impact you so much, please, please, I want to hear them. I want to know. Put them in the comments. Like, because I just love it. I just love it. So please, I would love to hear. And yeah, that's all I got. So peace out, party people.